Hello everybody, welcome back to From Rhythm to Algorithm part 57, Priority and Convexity. Talking a lot about basis and range, what's the difference, blah blah blah. Today we're going to talk about, and again, the physical motivations for mathematical operators. We've talked a lot about PEMDAS. We've furthered a lot of discussion there. So today we're going to talk about poker, and then we're going to extend some of our proofs and just talk about more, again, fundamental mathematics. I don't really have any stories for you today. Again, why can't someone pay me? Who knows? Who cares? But for poker strategy, I play a lot of poker. Again, not serious money. I play like $1 games and $3 game buy-ins. Pretty daily. I mean, I think my account, I started with $60 like 18 months ago, and I think I currently have $75 in my account. I was all the way up to 120, so I increased it 100%, back down to like $75, $77. But I just like to play poker, and I feel like I'm a competent player. But I play just Texas Hold'em. I play on Bovada online, so there's not a lot of like in-person interaction. But I'm just going to go through my notes. I just took notes playing throughout the week and just talk about priority and how, again, from rhythm to algorithm, poker is an algorithmic game. There's a set amount of cards, that's why there's probabilities. And then we'll just, the two topics today aren't super related, but we're going to make the point that poker is algorithmic and language is not. And then we'll talk about, again, just more of our mathematics. Like I said, play Texas Hold'em. Typically the games, I don't play cash games, I do sit and go tournaments. It'll be like, I think 9 people, and like if you play $3, the top 3 will get $9. So it's triple up, you don't have to come in first place to win. So you're just trying to knock out the first 6 people. So just kind of the things, again, nothing super mathematical here, but just notes that I took that were conscious to me. For blinds, I call on blinds but will not raise unless going all in. Just for betting strategy, like overall, I'd say I'm a pretty conservative player. If you said, what's your thesis for poker playing? It's most people, certainly on trivial online games, get bored quickly and just don't have patience. And 2, you can't out-bluff an actual winning hand, right? If you can bluff sometimes, but unless you have the highest hand, when you flip the cards over, you're not going to win the chips. So I play a small amount of hands, but you really have to have just the patience to get a good hand and a decent betting strategy along the way to win. But the reason I don't raise on any, even if I get like a pocket pair or a good ace-king suited that I like, because if you raise on the blind, you're immediately showing people that you have, indicating that you have a decently good hand. I think overall that's been just a net negative in terms of how much you can get out of the other players if you slow play the betting strategy. The only times I do go all in on a blind is with an ace, high card, or a pocket pair if I'm the low stack. Again, typically I'm not the guy pushing all in just to do so. Again, nothing wrong with that, just playing online. Again, I don't care about the money reward. Literally just trying to play, learn the game of poker. And what strategies really make sense. I play and bet on actual draws and pairs, rarely bluff unless high stack. Again, if I'm, I think you start with just 1,500 chips, like you pay $3, you get 1,500 chips, no denominations. And then, if I had like 3,000 chips, if I had double what most people had or 60% more, then I might try to play a couple extra hands. The deals, like the draws that I like, pocket pairs obviously, any high or ace high card or ace with a high or low card straight draw, any straight draw, any suited straight and flush draw, middle of the pack, because again, somebody else with an ace king comes out and raises, king queen, whatever suited, raised. It's indicated as someone, I know they probably have a good hand, but if then the flop comes and then they hit nothing, well then it's very easy to win the hand that way. Again, conversely, why I don't raise with like ace king or something on the draw or on the deal on the blinds. Suited face card and random card, for whatever reason, I just like king 3 offsuit or king 4 offsuit. just for whatever reason, king, low card offsuit seems to hit those decently, so I'll play those hands for fun. And then random hands with higher chip count. But again, like I said, you actually have to have a winning hand to win the hands, and bluffing's pretty irregular for me. And I always show my cards after winning hands. I bet consistently, which enables the rare bluff if needed. Right on Bovada, that's where I play. You know, if you win the hand, you can show your cards or muck your cards. I always think for a betting strategy, it's good to show your cards, because one, if you don't show your cards, people just don't know what you have. If you only bet consistently on good hands, people are going to get accustomed to that. And additionally, emotionally, especially in person, even online, it's like, okay, this guy's not like for whatever reason, just like, he's not hiding anything, he's not like doing anything. And then that time comes around when you're on the low stack and you need to make a play, or you're at the high stack, or you can. To me, literally showing my cards on a winning hand enables the bluffing, that rare bluff, a little bit better. Pocket pair, three of a kind. The two hands I don't like, or I think that it's hard to have a good betting strategy against or manage your losses against, are pocket pair, three of a kinds, or two pair is kryptonite against single high card pairs, and it's not indicated in the betting, and it's easy to raise and be called. Meaning, right, somebody has, again, I'm playing that king 3 offsuit, or let's say I have pocket threes, right, and somebody else has ace king suited. They come out and the flop is, you know, ace 3 10 or ace 3 9 offsuit. No flush draw, no straight draw, but you got the pocket pair, three of a kind, and the dude over there with the ace is like, yeah, man, let's bet pretty aggressively. And conversely, those are the hands that get me. There's no indication on the betting strategy. They're not raising on the blinds. They're not betting aggressively until they hit that. But two pairs and pocket pair, three of a kinds have been the hands that you just play in poker to lose against. Like I said, playing online limits bluff potential. Obviously, you don't have that as much tilt or emotional information at hand, and you can't out bluff a winning hand. So those are, again, just thoughts, because this is an algorithm, this is a set game, there's a set amount of cards, you're not going to randomly get 7 aces, right, like the fucking Shaquille O'Neal Scrabble commercial, right, Shaquille O'Neal, where did you get all those cues? Don't worry about it. But it's a set game, and now I just want to make the point that language is not a set game in the sense that it's a closed system, right? A closed system for cards is you're not going to get more cards. Right? We've talked about the universe being locally defined. Exactly how do you demonstrate, or what piece of logic am I missing to demonstrate a locally complete proof with sensorality is kind of, again, like I said, the observable universe is the definably local universe. You can demonstrate the completeness or the exhaustive completeness of language, which proves the limit. But that's really not for anybody that's not really top of the game for math. But just my point is language is not algorithmic, right? From rhythm to algorithm, algorithms are set systems. A closed system, there are no closed systems. All systems are open, or at least locally defined. So that's, again, just empirical evidence. That's how each card, the flop, and again, I'm assuming you're familiar with poker, but the flop, the turn, and the river, they'll change how you get probabilities and the outcomes. So that's just a good, readily empirical example of priority and Bayesian priors. Now let's talk about convexity and extend our proofs. And so, even moreover, we've said language is the range. Well, let's just start with a fact. Base is derived from range. Literally, me figuring out it is what it is the base, or like the form of logical statements, was derived when I knew a lot more words. But for language not being algorithmic, calculation is algorithmic, right? PEMDAS, there's a set order of things you do. And right, we've talked about the physical motivations for a lot of the different operators. We've talked about iteration, still working on that. But language is, there are no closed systems there are new words getting introduced to a vocabulary, right? Yeet. Well, we've just go look, open your eyeballs, open your ears. But base is derived from range, and so now we're going to make that a geometric argument, right? In this series, let's just start with, again, a polygon. What's a polygon? Just Google it. But we've been talking about convex regular polygons throughout this whole series, and that's clear. Well, let's just start with that's the base, and the star polygons are the range. That is, they have more area. Now let's prove that physically valid. Literally go look at any light source in dark or in ambient light. You'll see, again, a base of resonance. You'll see the convex polygons literally with your eyeballs. And then you'll literally see star polygons, the ray beams coming off of those convex bases. So, I said bases, like plural, B-A-S-E-S. And that's for geometry, not for physics. But it's getting clearly empirically evident. This is clearly empirically how I play poker. You open your eyeballs, you clearly see these two things. And in known mathematics, iterated polygons or combinations have not been studied very much from Googling it. They say star polygons have not been studied in depth, but I'm sure now we should be able to just say some sort of direct geometric thing about iteration, either extensions or iterations, or what does this teach us about discrete and continuous, and then I have functions, because forget functions, just physicality, but right, we have clearly discrete and continuous functions in mathematics. This should be the physical reason why, the physical differentiation, and then the limit should be some sort of information processing, right? I'm a human being. If I go look at a spider with polarized lenses, it looks digitized. A small spider just moving quickly, it looks digitized. So that's just, again, some limit of information processing. We're all used to our sentience, our reaction times, so we don't really notice it. But what's, again, the limit? The brain processes 1 million things a second. 50,000 to remember, or how do you flip the memories in your hydrogen atoms or whatever. But it's very clear, again, star polygons have more range. Convex is the base from physical observation. Now logically, it's still not exactly clear. Again, how do we, right, base is minimum, range is maximum. We've clearly articulated some sort of local limit, right? 3 dimensions, 3 everything in the last episode, but 7 numbers or 6 groupings or 7 steps or 5 steps. And again, that's, like they said, that's the fundamental intuition that I'm just still trying to extend from the initial, literally when I first emailed you guys. But just some more statements about polygons. An edge is not a curve. Star polygons have more range, more area than convex. We've already talked about it. Just polygons do not have curves. And the thing I want to point out is, now take this logic and look directly at the unit circle, right? You can't square a circle. Again, the motivation, the physical motivation is this, and so when we derive all of trigonometry as fundamental relations of interior angles of triangles inscribed in the unit circle. From this exact direct empirical proof of you seeing ray beams coming off of polygons, that's the range. So the discreteness should be the curves, even, like I said, polygons don't have curves, but any curved object should be an inscription of a discrete object. So, I don't know, that's what I wanted to pull together for the novel proof, and I'm very confident that this logic, this physical proofing, this geometric proofing provides just some better approach to how to derive trigonomic relationships and how to structure or teach the unit circle. So thank you for watching From Rhythm to Algorithm, Part 57, Priority and Convexity. Hope you learned something.